We are live, man. Hey, what's going on, Dan, and the entire world, social media, people from all over the world, everybody who chimes into the Uncommon movement. Guys, welcome to another episode of Uncommon Mondays. This is Coach Clavon, and my partner with me now. Introduce in just a second. It needs no introduction, but I'll tell you what, we're very proud. Welcome to episode 18. Dan, my mom used to say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? So one bite at a time, we are transforming, making history all over the world, man, with this Uncommon movement. Quick shout out to all of our consistent viewers and subscribers. If you are watching this on our YouTube platform, man, subscribe, be a part of the family, be a part of the movement, share the broadcast. If you're watching on any of our social media outlets, share, like, subscribe. Just be a part of this thing, man, and continue to be inspired. And we're grateful and we're thankful for each and every one of you who watch this with us live, watch the archived episodes, and who are enjoying the work. So, Dan Putnam, what's up, big brother? First of all,
oh man, great day.
How you doing?
Doing fantastic, man. A lot of exciting things going on, and again, life's great and keeps getting better.
I love it, love it, love it, love it. Well, I'm going to tell you something. 18 episodes in, and this seed is beginning to have a national and international harvest. And throughout social media, predominantly, I get a lot of inquiries. People want to know a little bit more about this Uncommon movement, beyond the inspiration, beyond these juggernauts that we bring on here, man, telling their stories. Everyone's like, wait, give me just a clear picture. What is Uncommon? What is the Uncommon movement? And I love it. I love the conversation. I love the presentation, but nobody better to share than the visionary, leader like yourself, Dan. So let me give you the platform, buddy. Give the world an overview. After 18 weeks, what is the concept of the Uncommon movement?
Fantastic, Clavon. And we have been getting more people to ask because the Uncommon movement is a little bit different than this podcast, Uncommon Men. The podcast plays a big part of it, but the movement is set up specifically for males 16 and up. And what we're doing is we're actually creating a brand that stands for something that I think is invaluable, extremely important, especially right now. And what it stands for, Clavon, is the opportunity. Think about this for a minute, and specifically think back to when you're 16 years old, maybe 17, 18. This stands, and for a lot of people, even right now. But what this stands for is the opportunity that nobody in your entire life will ever be able to tell you what you're worth. Nobody will ever tell you how you have to dress. You don't look a certain way. You don't speak good enough. You don't do this. You don't do that. It's really about the opportunity to live life on your terms. And we focus on several key components, but in order to do that, in order to have that opportunity that you determine your wealth, that you determine where you are, when you go there, all of those types of things, opportunity has to be present. Meaning, Clavon, you can't just snap your fingers and say, man, I want to make $100,000 a year, a month, a week. You have to be in an opportunity that can even pay that type of income. Now, people can create something, or there can already be an opportunity that's proven and already exists that they can just take part in. And so what we wanted to do is really create a brand that is that opportunity that gives everybody the chance to never have a ceiling on their income, to really understand what leverage is, really focus on 5 very key aspects of having a great life. And we really cover a lot of things, but the Uncommon movement is really an opportunity with 5 main products that allow people to make a decision and follow a path with a proven system in order to create a lifestyle that they can be excited about. And Clavon, I know you know about the products and the offerings that we have, but a lot of people have never heard of them, and some of them we're just coming out with. but we launched it around an AI platform. And here's why. There's somewhere I did a little bit of research, so I don't know exactly how accurate it is, but it said, Clavon, there's around 600 million high school and above, so high school through colleges worldwide. So every country in the world, people that are high school through college, there's around 600 million. And here's what I know. I know within the next couple years, every single one of them are going to be using AI, not to cheat, not to, do their homework or something like that so they don't have to learn. They'll openly be using AI to learn better, to learn faster, and to be more productive. Think about that. If all the students within the next couple years, I think college students probably already are upfront able to use AI to do their homework. High school, they're still throttling it back a little bit, but I think within the next couple years, even in high school, you're going to be using AI to basically learn and do almost anything. So what this means, over the next several years, not only are all the high school and college students going to be educated and using AI every single day, that means every person entering into the workforce is also going to be using AI and understanding all of the things that AI can do. And so as an employer, having my own companies, I can tell you right now, I'm not going to hire somebody that doesn't understand AI and doesn't know how to use AI. It makes no sense. Why would I? So we saw this massive movement, probably the biggest thing that's ever been done in any of our lifetimes. And when I see something like that, I see massive opportunity. So the first thing that we do with Uncommon is we put every single person that joins this movement in front of this AI wave, but not just in front of the wave, Clavon. We put them in position to monetize this wave. Not only being able to monetize it by making yourself more marketable in the workplace, but being able to use it to get better grades, to learn more, to learn faster, and to market anything, including this movement. Does that make sense? And so that's the AI part. And then we go into a brand itself. But the brand's a little bit different. The brand is really what it stands for. When we look at this hat that you're wearing, shirts, hoodies, glasses, watches, socks, shoelaces, wristbands, belts, underwear, everything that you can think of, when we look at this Uncommon brand, we don't look at it as clothes. We look at it as a uniform. So when I see somebody wearing a hat like you're wearing right now, Clavon, I already know something about that person. And we'll talk a little bit more about this in the next 5 or 10 minutes. But what it stands for is a decision that somebody has made to join a movement with one goal in mind, and that goal is to help them live the life that they're capable of, understand who they are, what they can do, and empower them so that nobody ever can hold them back. Yes. And so we want to get this brand out there because there's a lot of brands that students and adults are wearing. And if you really dig down into those companies and what those companies stand for, a lot of times you would never wear that brand. And those brands don't give you any opportunity to make money. Meaning, let's say I'm wearing a cool hat. I won't say a brand. Let's just say it's a brand that everybody knows. And you ask me about that hat and say, man, that's a cool hat. Where did you get it? And then I tell you where I got it. You go buy it. I don't get paid for that.
Right.
So what we're also doing is we're putting together subscription boxes with this brand. So that can be something that is their entire business. So purchasing these uniforms, wearing this brand that definitely has something behind it is another thing that we're doing. And I want to point out all of these products and services that we're offering allow people to make unlimited income. And when I say unlimited, it is truly unlimited. There is no maximum. So when you're talking about, 100,000 a year, or 100,000 a month, or 100,000 a week, or 100,000 a day for that matter, there is no limit on what you can make. And we allow people to earn that unlimited income on products or services that are between $25 or $30. So the AI platform that I just talked about, the platform that we market is $25. Very unique. The subscription box starts at $29.95. And then we have 3 other products that we're bringing into the marketplace that are really focused on mental wellness, and not just mental wellness as far as, working with people that are struggling with anxiety and depression and things like that. It's more focused on living a way that you can deal with all of that and never have those struggles. So if you have those struggles, that's one thing, right? We can help you through products that we're offering, mindset, all of these different things. But the other thing that we can do, even if you're not struggling anything with mental wellness, we can make sure that it stays that way. The concept, Clayvon, is you can let your emotions and your anxiety control you, control your decisions, or you can control your brain, which in turn will control your decisions. Exactly. So you can let your brain, your emotions, your anxiety control you, or we can teach you to control it. And there's 3 different things that we focus on. One of them is a ready-to-drink beverage, can just like this right here. Another one is also on the supplement side, which is nootropic gummies. These are things just to get your brain, your mental clarity, your focus, so you have the ability to learn, to retain, to perform at your best. And then we have a very unique product, which is web-based, another service like the AI, and it is actually patented, has studies at universities like Harvard. Over 116 professional sports teams use the product, U.S. Special Forces, and much more. So again, it's absolutely an incredible product right from your cell phone, and it's frequencies that are played under meditation music, and we have 5 different tracks, and we explain exactly what each one of these are used for, but each one is to put you in a certain mindset to accomplish whatever it is that you need to accomplish, or to recover from whatever you've been through. Things like post-traumatic stress syndrome, something tragic happens, and you're really struggling with your mind. We can help transform the frequencies and how your mind is reacting by literally putting these frequencies and teaching people what to think about, how to accept it, and how to make change. It truly is amazing. So we'll have $25 product point on the gummies, $25 product point on the frequency app, and a $25 product point on the ready-to-drink beverage. So every one of these 5 offerings allow people to take advantage of the opportunity, earn unlimited income for between $25 and $30 per month. So that's really what the uncommon opportunity is all about. This uncommon movement is all about, and how people take advantage of it. But I think the thing that's also important in that same aspect is that we have an exact system and a plan of action for them to follow. Because it's one thing for somebody to start a business and get started. It's a whole different thing for them to be successful in that business. So I like to point out the difference between starting your own business and starting a franchise. And really the only difference between a franchise and a normal business is the exact system. So what we provide is the opportunity, but we have it a franchise-like system because we also provide the exact system exactly what to do. So regardless of your background, your skill set, or your experience, you have a true opportunity to, again, never have somebody tell you what you're worth, when you have to wake up, where you have to be, when you can go to the restroom, when you can go on vacation, when you can go home, if you have to work the weekend or if you get the weekend off. And then as soon as they find somebody that they think might do as good a job or better job for less money, you're completely disposable. We want to put you in the situation that you're in control. You control your own economy. You don't have to worry about all of these stresses and anxieties that everybody else has to worry about. And we do this, Clayvon, in a leveraged vehicle so that you also have control of your time.
Love it. Love it. Leverage time. And, I have one more question for you, Dan, but I got to ask you something without getting too elaborate. When you mention time, when you mention leverage, I think about the financial principle that you advocate for, residual income. And again, not to get into the depths of a compensation plan, but just the concept of residual income being the foundation of, the leverage and the time and part of the system. Can you just speak to that briefly?
Yeah, there's really 5 key points, Clayvon, that we focus on. And that is actually the second one. So first, we really focus on health and fitness. And the reason why we focus on that is just because your health, a lot of people have heard this, your health is your true wealth. Without your health, you really nothing else really matters that much. Like if you can't even take care of yourself physically, what difference does it make how much money you have or something like that? So the very first thing that we focus on is health and fitness. The second thing is exactly what you're talking about, finances, specifically residual income. And so the reason we focus on residual income is we talk about your health being your first wealth, but your time is probably your second most valuable asset as a human being.
Yes.
So much of us actually have the money to do a lot of the fun things in life. We just don't have the time to do them every day. Mm-hmm. So we have to pick maybe like 1 week per year that we can actually go do things fun, because that's the only chance we can actually get some time off from our job in order to do it. So when we create leverage, and again, we're talking about 5 different options between $25 and $30. But all of these are things that people will continue to purchase month after month after month. So let me just give you an example. And let's just say that part-time marketing, following this exact system, I can just make 1 sale per month, but it's not a retail sale. It's one person that wants to join the movement and wants to change their life. So that's different. So I might make some retail sales. And if people want to look at that, we pay 50% instantly on the dollar. So if you make a $30 retail sell, you're going to make $15 instantly as soon as they make that purchase. And you don't have to deliver anything. You don't have to inventory anything. You show a product. So Clayvon, that hat is incredible. You say, hey, here's the link. I go there. Let's just say, for an example, that hat's $30. I make a $30 purchase. Boom, you just made $15 instantly into your e-wallet. Or you're drinking this beverage. I say, what is that? I've never seen that before. You say a little bit about it. You send them to the link. They spend $30. Boom, you just made $15. So that's what I'd say your linear income, but that it could end up being residual, because if they buy every month, you're going to make that 50% every month. But now when we create leverage, that's when you're marketing the movement. That's when you're marketing the opportunity that they can have the ability that nobody will ever tell them what they're worth, that nobody will ever tell them when they have to be to work, when they can go to the bathroom, when they can go to lunch, when they need to be back from lunch, et cetera, et cetera. So you find one person per month that wants to join the movement with you. and they do the same thing. Now we have leverage. Now we have geometric growth. So month one's not too exciting, Clavon. You have one person. Month two, I get another one. So now we have two. And the one that I got the first month finds one. So we have three. First month, one. Second month, three. Third month, it goes to 7. Fourth month to 15. Fifth month to 31. Sixth month to 62. Not 63, actually. Nothing too exciting. But you just go the next 6 months, it jumps to over 8,000. And that actually would put you in the 100,000 plus per month, per year, literally closer to 300,000 per year. So if you wanted to look at just that leverage, I make one sale per month that they join the movement, and they do the same thing. If I continued that just for 1 year on a $25 product package, not including the customers, that would put me at around $300,000 per year in residual income. Meaning as long as they continue to order month after month, year after year, that income goes. But it's more exciting than that, because not only can they continue to order, they can continue to refer. And so if I just jump up to 18 months, now all of a sudden, instead of 300,000 a year, you're well over $1 million a year. 24 months, the income starts to get ridiculous. You don't have to go any further than that. And when I said that there is no limit, there truly is no limit.
Wow.
And so that's what the residual income is. But you have to find an opportunity, first off, that pays residual income.
Right.
Second off, that you can afford.
Right.
Third, that has mentors that have done it and a system to follow. And then from there, it's literally two more things. You have to make a decision, and then you have to believe in yourself, follow the system. It's not that complicated once people find an opportunity, as long as they know what to look for. So you look for opportunity that has no limits, opportunity that pays residual income, but that's not enough, Clavon.
Right.
The next thing, opportunity that has mentors of people that have done it, has a system for you to follow. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. I'm seeing the big picture now.
And that's what we've done. And so there's 3 more points that we follow on Uncommon. So the goal is to have you control your health and fitness, that you control your time and finances. And then these next things are literally how we accomplish those. So the third key point is personal development. That's when you're going to be following the training. That's when you're going to be, watching the Monday podcast with Uncommon Men. That's the whole purpose of the podcast, is to leave all of these success clues so that you know what to do. You know the things you need to incorporate in your life. And we always ask the questions, these 5 key points, with all of our guests. And every guest that we've had so far has had mentors, has had books that they've read, and personal development that they participate in. Every single one of them has. And then the next one, the 4th key point, is accountability. Focusing on first self-accountability and self-respect. Meaning when you make a commitment, when you make a decision, you follow through.
Right.
And that brings us to this brand. That brings us to the Uncommon brand. When you wear that brand, when you put that hat on, that's to remind you of a decision that you've made to live an uncommon life, to focus on your health, to control your time, to control your finances, that you're going to continue to work on yourself always in personal development, that you're going to hold yourself accountable, and maybe even more important for many people when they're starting off, you're going to find some mentors that you're going to tell your exact goals, your dreams, why you're joining this movement, what you're trying to accomplish in this movement. And then you're going to ask them to hold you accountable to the system.
Mhm.
You don't have to make up the system. It's already developed for you. You just have to follow it. But so often, people need to do more than just follow it. They need somebody to hold them accountable, because as you start going, even if you just get back to that residual income that I was explaining, the first month, if you made one sale, it's only one sale. The second month, you go to 3, then 7, then 15, then 31. Even by the 6th month, it's not very exciting. Nothing different happens. And all of a sudden, by month 12, it's a team of over 8,000.
Wow.
By month 24, you're about 170,000. By month 30, you're about 10 million. So these things that start off small and seem like you're failing, if you understand the big picture, then you know you're right on track. And so that's the accountability, is so that people don't give up on their dreams,
Right.
because the results are taking a little bit longer than they expected.
Mm.
And the fifth thing is giving back. And even a little bit more than giving back, it's actually just being a good person. And if you really understand what this uncommon movement's about, it's 100% about lifting up, 0% about tearing down. And I'll just give an example. And one of the things that we're going to be including in the subscription box is a coin. It's not this coin. This is one I've had for years and years that I got from a friend and bought a ton of them. And this explains on the back really what it focuses on. And Jen Shai, I don't remember exactly where the word came from and what it means, but on the back it says giving, living, mastering. And then it says, never treat another person in a manner that would make them feel small, including yourself. And one of our partners in the brand came up with something, and I was talking a little bit about this and a little bit about the uncommon movement and what it stands for and what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, he had said, you know what, that's interesting that you say that. I had a thought come to my mind the other day, and I actually got out of bed and wrote it down because I didn't want to forget it.
Mm.
And it was very similar. It made me think of this coin, and it said, always leave them better.
Mm.
And in turn, he didn't say, and in turn, he just repeated it twice, but just so you explain what it means. And in turn, you will always leave them better. I mean, you become better. Mm. So if everything that I do, every interaction that I have on a daily basis, if I have a goal to make that person feel good, to make that person smile, to leave them better than when they met me, than when they saw me, to help improve their day in any way possible, I'm also going to leave them better. Yeah. And if you think about it, this uncommon movement, this opportunity, these 5 key points, starting with health and fitness, going to financial literacy, but more important, focusing on residual income so that you control your time, personal development, accountability, and giving back. Though those are really the 5 points. And then around these 5 points, all of the tags that you see on this uncommon movement gear, all the tags have the number 1111. And the reason for that, Clavon, is a lot of times people have seen 1111 and they think that it's a confirmation or a reminder. Or so we wanted to make it as a confirmation and a reminder of the decision that you've made to become uncommon, to focus on these 5 things in life. And so now, not only when you see that UN, that uncommon logo on your hat and on other gear, but then the 1111 is also on that gear, but it's also on a clock twice a day. And so anytime you see it on a clock or you just see those numbers, then all of a sudden it just reminds you of the decisions that you've made, the commitments you've made to yourself, to everybody that counts on you, everybody that depends on you, everybody that cares about you. that you've made that decision
Hmm.
to be uncommon, but you have to remember, in order to make that decision, there has to be opportunity.
Right.
So that's what the uncommon movement is. It's about giving people the opportunity to make that decision, that nobody will tell them what they're worth, that nobody will put a ceiling on them, that nobody will say, hey, you don't look right. Hey, you don't talk right. Hey, you're not smart enough. Hey, sorry, you didn't get good enough grades. Hey, this, hey, that. Hey, you're a good applicant, but this person's brother-in-law is his brother-in-law, and this guy's the one that makes the decision. So we're going with the brother-in-law, not you. We don't want you to be in a situation that AI eliminates your job, or somebody else with some other technology eliminates your job. And think about it. This whole thing of trying to get people uncommon, move them in the top 1% or better in all of these aspects in life, it wouldn't be the top 1% if 99% of the people weren't getting there.
Right.
And so you can sit there and think about it all you want and say, okay, if I do want these things, if I want to control my health and fitness, if I want to be able to make residual income, and that is done through personal development accountability, and I want to give back, I want to make a difference in this world, why would you try and do it all on your own? Why not have the mentors? Why not have the people that have already done it? Why not have the proven opportunity? It's much easier to just participate and follow directions than it is to put all this together. Because here's what I can tell you. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of hours from skilled programmers and hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in actual money to develop the AI platform. There's millions of dollars just in inventory alone, just in ordering, just to get started. Not where you're going, just to get started in the clothing brand. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars, not even to go with the technology and stuff like that, in each one of those product categories. Absolutely. So if you wanted to create this type of opportunity on your own, not only would you have to have all the connections, know all of the people, have the experience in order to have it be successful, you'd have to have millions and millions and millions of dollars and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours that have already been done. And if you're not already there, you're too far behind.
Right.
You're better off to just participate in something that's already done for you. And your commitment is much more on yourself, making a decision, having the belief. The financial part is $25 to $30. And that's what we wanted to do, so that every single person can make that decision and have a realistic chance of participating in this opportunity. And I'll leave it at this, Clayvon, before you can close the podcast out. Think about this for a 16-year-old. And let's just talk about any of the products. So let's just say that it's the $30 subscription box, because that's the most expensive. Everything else is less. And it takes them, let's say, 3 months to find 2 people to get started in the uncommon movement. 3 months. And it takes every one of them 3 months. And every one of them 3 months. By the time they graduated high school, so if you fast forward 3 years, by the time they graduated high school, even taking that long to make 2 sales, and we're not saying they're making 2 sales every 3 months. We're just saying make 2 sales in 3 months. By the time they graduated high school, they would be making over $300,000 residual income per year.
Wow.
That's life-changing. And that's why we created an opportunity behind just this concept. We could do the Uncommon Men podcast, which we're doing, and we'll do week after week after week. Great men, very successful men, and get secrets and ideas and great nuggets of what they've done to become successful. But we wanted to go further than that by additionally providing the opportunity so that you don't have to figure out something that you can do in order to become successful, if that makes sense.
Of course.
Like a lot of the men that we've had on this podcast, they either had to start their own business, come up with all these ideas and figure everything out, go through all this trial and error. And it took years or decades or multiple decades before they was able to break through and have the success that brings them into like an Uncommon Men podcast.
Right.
But we're trying to put 16-year-olds with no background experience or anything like that in this position to be able to live that life without having to come up with all of this, without having to go through all of this, trial and error and things like that. So that's what the Uncommon movement is all about, and that's what the opportunity's all about. So I'll go ahead and turn it back over to you, Clavon, that you can, close out. If you have any additional questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. But, hopefully that gives people a little bit more understanding of what the opportunity side of this movement is all about.
Yeah, I think you tie it together really, really well. I mean, I know one thing that would be a treat, even if we're just talking about just maybe just 1 or 2 minutes, Dan, of closing out, just a little insight into what made you spark the Uncommon movement. I think that would put a bow on this gift. It'd be the cherry on the top of the dessert, just so the world could know the mindset of Dan Putnam and what made you spark and create this Uncommon movement. I think you did a great job explaining the concept, explaining the foundation, the pillars. But what was the spark that made you want to create the Uncommon movement? If you could just share just for 1 minute.
You know what? I think it was just the necessity. I think as males, we have a completely different responsibility. We're basically just have the pressure of being the provider, have the pressure of taking care of others. I'm not saying that women don't have a lot of pressures and things also, but typically men have different pressures. There's a lot going against men right from the beginning. And again, when we're talking about mental wellness and things like that, they're typically, if a man's having a bad day, they just tell him to, quit being a wimp and sack it up and figure something out. There's nobody that really wants to hear about the issues, hear about the problems. It's just, hey, get up and go. And so I just felt that it's needed. Technology is changing so fast in the world today that I thought that, kids, males, 16 and above need to know about different opportunities that are available, need the mentorship, need the guidance in order to help more and more people become successful. When I see statistics, and I don't want to dwell on anything like this, when I see statistics that the number one cause of death in people under 45 is suicide, 70% of that is by males. For every male that commits suicide, there's 20 to 25 attempts. Somebody's got to do something about it. Somebody's got to work on the mindset a little bit, work on handling temporary problems a little bit better, so that you're not making these permanent solutions that aren't needed, that aren't necessary. Giving people the opportunity to really understand who they are, what they're capable of, have somebody believe in them, have somebody that wants to do nothing more than help them succeed. And all of our success is dependent on helping others succeed. And so that's really the reason for it. I just feel like something has got to be done. And I'm not the one that's just going to sit there and wait for somebody else to do it. If I see something that I'm passionate about, that I feel that somebody needs to do something about it, and I don't see it happening, then I'm going to step up and do something about it. And I truly believe that somebody needs to step in and help these, males 16 and above, with some opportunity, with some mentorship, with some mindset, with some tools in order to, live the life that they're capable of and understand what they're capable of doing, So that really is why, I put in the time, the money, and all of that in putting this together, because somebody's got to do it. Might as well be me.
Wow. That might be the leadership quote of the decade, my brother. So when we talk about this uncommon movement, guys, I hope you love this episode. If you know anyone, or if you are interested in better health and wellness, financial literacy, personal growth and development, being part of a system of accountability and a culture, of giving back, guys, this is the Uncommon Movement. Hey, you heard it here, and you heard it from the best. This was awesome, guys. If you're watching our broadcast from anywhere in the world on our YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel. Please share, like the broadcast. Similarly, if you are on our social media outlets, go ahead and share the broadcast. Information is power. Let's get it out to the world. This is going to be, and it has been, a very therapeutic movement, as you can see, for males from 16 and above. And Dan, this was great, man. Thank you for giving the overview, breaking it down. I think it's very, very, very clear. And I think this was awesome, man. Any closing remarks? Episode 18.
Really no closing remarks except for just seconding what you said, Clayvon. If you know anybody who's looking for that helping hand, if it's you, doesn't have to be. We're not only looking to help 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds. Doesn't matter if you're 50, 60, 70. We want to let you know that there's an entire movement of men that have your back, that have one goal: help you become successful, to help you live a life that you're proud of, give back, and those are the things. So there's no age group. We just want to let people know that you're not alone. There's people that care about you. There's people that want to help you. There's opportunities. There's systems that can eliminate any financial issues. There's people that can help you with any health and fitness struggles that you have. And I'll leave it at this. A mentor that I have, Clark Bartram, if you ever want to follow him, I just saw something that he was talking about today. And this guy's in great shape. And just a super quick story. Several times I've gone on hikes with him, and we had a bet one time. There's a couple people that were in great shape, and a few other of us that aren't in that good a shape. And we were just kind of joking between and said, okay, who's going to take their shirt off first between these two? And both of them, within literally like 2 minutes of the hike, shirts are off. So we were just kind of laughing about it. But he was talking about just the concept of so many men out there that are embarrassed to take their shirt off. Because somebody has made fun of them when they were 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, has continued to make fun of them before they just started to believe that that's who they are, that's all that they're capable of, and then they just stay that way their entire life. And he was just saying, I can't even imagine that. I can imagine it because I am that person that doesn't want to take my shirt off in front of a whole bunch of people and things like that. But just think about it. If you are always in great shape, he'll take his shirt off anywhere, and he wants to take his shirt off. Right. But just think of those things and the mental pain that we go through, self-inflicted, and we can do something about it. And we want to help every single person that wants help. Health and fitness is just as important to us as the finances. But what's the most important is the whole package. Because if we have people focusing on their health and fitness, focusing on their finances and controlling their time, focusing on their personal development and always improving, focusing on accountability, starting with themselves, self-respect, self-accountability, working with mentors, and then giving back. Always leave them better, and always leave them better. Those types of things. Never do anything to make anybody feel small, including yourself. If we have an entire movement of males focusing on these 5 things, we can change the world, period. And that's powerful in my opinion. And I don't know what happens after this life or anything like that. Maybe this is our one shot. Maybe I don't know. But if this is our one shot, why not be as good as we can? Why not make life as enjoyable, as experience as much as we possibly can? Focus on our health, on our finances, personal development, accountability. And when it all comes to the end, let's make sure that we gave back, we treated people with respect, we lifted people up, regardless of who they are. Then I feel that's a life we can be proud of.
Love it.
And when you look at an entire movement, that's the focus. And not only a movement, but a brand. Think if you were going to create a brand, maybe the biggest brand ever created in the history of the world, what would you want it to stand for? We've already seen some of these brands that are billion-dollar brands. We've already seen some of the things that they've stood for. Doing like, I don't even want to get into it, but bondage and children and all of these crazy things. And they're even doing that stuff publicly.
Yeah.
These are billion-dollar brands that people are paying thousands of dollars to represent. And these brands are paying virtually nobody. We're going to switch that whole thing. We're going to give every single person a brand that they can be proud to represent. A brand that is focused 100% on lifting people up. And a brand that will pay them, every single one of them, unlimited income to get behind, wear, and represent. So what do you want to put on in the morning? Think about that. What do you stand for? What do you want to stand for? And then make a decision. Believe in yourself. We'll take care of the rest. So I'll leave it with that.
Love it. Love it. Sounds like it's day one. Well, guys, let's keep it there. I advise that you go back and archive and watch this episode, hear the vision, get inspired, and make sure you share it with others. Guys, we came, we saw, we conquered. We'll see you next week for episode 19. Uncommon Mondays, we will be back. Expect us to have a whole bunch of great guests over the next couple of weeks. And this has been fun. So with that being said, guys, everybody be blessed, and we'll see you next week. We are out of here.